There is a hierarchy among humans that no one wants to acknowledge. A ladder of intelligence that separates the blind from the visionary, the controlled from the controllers. You have felt this your entire life. You walk into a room and immediately sense who has power and who does not. Some people command respect without speaking. They see 10 moves ahead while you are still processing move 1. And you? You work harder, you read more, but something is missing. Here is the brutal truth that no one will tell you. Intelligence is not a single trait. It is a ladder, 7 distinct levels. And most people never climb past level 2. They live their entire lives operating at the bottom rungs, wondering why they are always outmaneuvered, always exploited, always left behind. Machiavelli understood this hierarchy 500 years ago. He knew that most men operate on instinct and emotion. They are predictable, controllable, easy to manipulate. But the master strategist, they operate at level 6 or 7. They see the world as a chessboard. They understand systems, leverage, and human nature at a depth that the common man cannot even comprehend. Machiavelli wrote, "The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps and a lion to frighten wolves." This is the intelligence hierarchy, but the master is both. And more. They do not just play the game, they design it. If you do not understand where you rank on this ladder, you will spend your life being moved by forces you cannot see. You will be the pawn who thinks he is a player. But if you understand these 7 levels, you can climb. You can evolve. You can become dangerous. Level 1, the instinctive. This is where most of humanity lives. Pure reaction. The level 1 individual does not think, they react. They are governed entirely by emotion, impulse, and immediate gratification. When they are angry, they lash out. When they want something, they take it. There is no filter, no strategy, no consideration of consequences. This is not stupidity. Many level 1 people can hold jobs, have families, navigate basic life, but they are fundamentally reactive. Life happens to them. They do not happen to life. They are the person who quits their job in a fit of rage, who cheats for a moment of pleasure and destroys everything, who buys things they cannot afford because it feels good right now. Machiavelli would call them the vulgar masses, the crowd that is easily swayed by passion, by spectacle, by whoever can trigger their emotions most effectively. They are the mob, the herd, the pawns, and every advertisement, every political campaign, every manipulator targets level 1. Make them feel something and they will do what you want. They are the easiest to control because they control nothing, not even themselves. Level 2, the conscious. This is where self-awareness begins. The level 2 individual realizes that actions have consequences. They can delay gratification. They can plan for the future. They can think before acting. Most educated people operate here. They follow rules. They understand social contracts. They hold down careers, maintain relationships, save money. But here is the trap. Level 2. People believe that following the rules is the path to success. They think if they just work hard, be honest, play fair, they will be rewarded. They have been taught that the system is meritocratic. They are wrong. Machiavelli warned us, a man who wishes to act entirely up to his professions of virtue soon meets with what destroys him. The level 2 person is naive. They think everyone else is playing fair. They think honesty is always rewarded. And because of this, they are constantly blindsided by those operating at higher levels. Level 2 is comfortable. Society rewards it. You get a steady paycheck, social approval. You get to feel like a good person, but you never gain real power. You never break free. You are the perfect employee, hardworking, loyal, rule-following. You will stay in the same job for 20 years, never realizing you are being underpaid. You will trust the wrong people and wonder how you did not see it coming, because you were playing checkers while they were playing chess. Level 3, the analytical. This is where intelligence begins to look like power. The level 3 individual thinks in systems, patterns, and logic. They do not just react or follow rules. They analyze. They ask, what is the system here? What are the variables? How do I optimize for the outcome I want? This is the engineer, the strategist, the one who can break down complex problems. They see cause and effect chains that others miss. They are rational, disciplined, methodical. They excel in stable environments. They rise in corporate hierarchies. They build wealth through calculated investments. But they have a fatal flaw. They believe the world is logical. They believe that if they just think hard enough, they can predict and control outcomes. They create perfect plans and then are shocked when people do not behave logically. They cannot understand why the less intelligent person got the promotion. They cannot grasp why their brilliant argument did not persuade anyone. Machiavelli knew, men are so simple and so subject to present necessities that he who seeks to deceive will always find someone who will allow himself to be deceived. The level 3 person underestimates human irrationality. They optimize within existing structures, but they never question the structures themselves. And this is why they get outmaneuvered by level 4. Level 4, the social strategist. This is where intelligence becomes interpersonally dangerous. The level 4 individual understands that logic is secondary, emotion is primary, perception is reality. They have mastered social dynamics. They can read body language, vocal tonality, micro-expressions. They know what people want before people know it themselves. This is the master salesman, the charismatic leader, the seducer. They do not argue with logic. They influence with emotion. They do not force compliance. They engineer desire. They know how to make you feel understood, special, safe. And then when you are emotionally invested, they extract what they want. Level 4 understands Machiavelli's core insight. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. But more importantly, they understand that fear and love are emotional states that can be manufactured. They are the politicians who win despite bad policies, the CEOs who inspire loyalty despite exploitation, the partners who keep you hooked despite mistreatment. But they are short-sighted. They manipulate individuals, but they do not see systems. They win battles, but lose wars. They burn bridges. They create enemies. And eventually their reputation catches up with them. Because influence is fragile, it requires constant maintenance. If they lose their charisma, their social standing, they lose everything. Level 5, the systemic thinker. This is where power becomes structural. The level 5 individual does not manipulate people. They manipulate the game itself. They understand that the most effective control is environmental. Do not tell people what to do. Design a system where the only rational choice is the choice you want them to make. This is the intelligence of the institution builder. They do not care about winning individual interactions. They care about building structures that generate outcomes automatically, at scale, over time. Machiavelli hinted at this. Whoever desires constant success must change his conduct with the times. But level 5 goes further. They do not adapt to the times, they shape the times. The entrepreneur who builds a company culture where employees work 80-hour weeks without being forced because the incentives make it seem like their choice. The government that makes you believe you are free while every option was carefully curated. The algorithm that shapes what you see, think, and desire without you noticing. Level 5. People do not need to be present. Their systems do the work. You think you are making your own decisions, but the architecture of your choices was designed long before you encountered it. The power of level 5 is scalability. A level 4 person can manipulate hundreds. A level 5 person can influence millions without ever meeting them. Their systems outlive them, but they have a weakness, disconnect. They are so far removed that they do not see when their system is breaking. They are vulnerable to those who see the matrix and choose to break it. That requires level 6. Level 6, the paradigm shifter. Level 6 is rare. This is the person who does not play within existing systems. They create entirely new ones. They operate at the level of ideas, narratives, and paradigms. They understand that the ultimate power is not in controlling people or systems. It is in controlling how people think. If you can change what people believe is possible, you change reality itself. This is the visionary, the revolutionary. They do not accept the world as it is. They imagine a different world and then will it into existence. Machiavelli himself was level 6. He did not just advise princes, he changed how power is understood. 500 years later, we still study him. Steve Jobs did not invent the smartphone. He changed how we think about technology. He made us believe we needed a $1,000 phone. He created a reality where his product was identity. Elon Musk is not just building cars. He is changing the narrative around what is possible. He is creating a future where humans are multi-planetary. The level 6 person does not compete. They redefine the game, so competition becomes irrelevant. They do not play by the rules. They rewrite the rules. Their power is immortality. Their ideas outlive them. They shape civilizations. But their weakness is vulnerability. To create a new reality is to threaten the old one. The level 6 person is the heretic who gets crucified. They move too fast. They challenge too much. Machiavelli warned, there is nothing more difficult, more perilous, or more uncertain than to take the lead in the introduction of a new order of things. Level 6. People die for their vision, but if they succeed, they become gods. Level 7. The transcendent. Level 7 is not about intelligence, it is about wisdom, transcendence. The level 7 individual has mastered every level below. They can operate at any level depending on what the situation requires. But here is the key. They are no longer attached to the game. Level 7 is the person who could play at level 5 or 6, but chooses not to. They have seen through the illusion. They understand that all power is temporary, all systems collapse, all paradigms shift. They are not seduced by control because they know control is an illusion. The billionaire who retires at the peak. The strategist who refuses to play because they see that winning is also losing. The sage who has nothing left to prove. Marcus Aurelius had absolute power, but spent his life writing about how meaningless power is. The monk who renounces the world after understanding it completely, their power is freedom. They cannot be manipulated because they want nothing. They cannot be threatened because they fear nothing. They are the eye of the storm. But here is the paradox. To reach level 7, you must first master all the levels below. You cannot transcend the game without first playing it and winning it. You cannot detach from power until you have held it and seen its emptiness. Machiavelli understood where the willingness is great, the difficulties cannot be great. The level 7 person has the willingness to do anything, but they choose to do nothing. And in that choice, they are free. Now comes the brutal moment of honesty. Where do you actually rank? Most of you are level 2. You think you are level 3 or 4. You follow the rules. You delay gratification. You think logically when calm, but you are still fundamentally reactive. You are still playing within the system. You are still naive about how the world actually works. Some of you are level 3. You are smart. You understand systems, but you are still getting outmaneuvered by people who understand something you do not. People are not logical, and logic alone is not enough. A few of you are level 4. You understand social dynamics. You can influence people, but you are burning bridges. You are creating enemies. You are playing a short-term game that will catch up with you. Almost none of you are level 5, 6, or 7. These levels require decades of mastery. If you think you are level 6 or 7, you are probably level 2 with an inflated ego. The good news, you can climb. Intelligence is not fixed. The levels are not prisons. They are stages of development, but you cannot skip levels. You cannot go from level 2 to level 5. by watching a video. You have to earn each level through experience, through failure, through brutal self-awareness. Machiavelli wrote, "He who neglects what is done for what ought to be done sooner affects his ruin than his preservation." Stop focusing on what ought to be, focus on what is. Where are you right now? Not where you want to be, where you are. If you are level 2, become level 3. Learn systems thinking. If you are level 3, become level 4. Study human behavior, learn influence. If you are level 4, become level 5. Stop manipulating individuals, build systems. Each level requires you to kill something. Your ego, your naivety, your need for approval, your attachment to fairness. Climbing this ladder is not about gaining knowledge, it is about shedding illusions. The world is governed by level 5 and 6. If you stay at level 2, you are raw material. You are the worker, the consumer, the voter who does what they are designed to do. But if you climb, you stop being moved and you start moving others. The choice is yours. You now understand the 7 levels, but understanding the ladder is not the same as climbing it. There are specific techniques for moving from level 2 to 3, from 3 to 4, from 4 to 5. Psychological exercises and strategic frameworks that I cannot share on this open platform. There are videos I cannot upload for everyone, Machiavellian strategies and dark psychology tactics that I simply cannot discuss publicly on YouTube without being censored. The algorithm suppresses the most dangerous information. Those exist behind the join button. If you want the real tools, subscribe to Noir Machiavelli if you haven't already. But if you want the restricted content, the uncensored breakdowns, the actual techniques for moving between levels, click the join button and step into the inner circle. You will unlock exclusive videos that break down each level in forensic detail. The exact strategies, the psychological principles, the moves that separate the players from the pieces. Most won't join. They will stay at level 2, comfortable, compliant, controlled. Which level are you choosing?